Hello. This is a video on how to solve a two-step equation. It's called a two-step equation because there are two steps to solving it. So for example, we have the equation 3x plus 12 equals 27. I look at this equation and I want to check to make sure that my variable is positive and it's on one side of the equal sign, that there's not variables on both sides. So I see that here's my variable expression and it's on the left side of the equation. There's no variables over here. Good. So my next step is to get this variable by itself, to isolate the variable. I look at this constant here, this number, and I don't want it there. I want it over here. And the reason is because I want to get that x by itself. So I take the opposite of whatever this number is. If this is a positive 12, I'm going to add negative 12 to both sides. And when I say both sides, I mean both sides of that equal sign. So since I'm not doing anything to 3x, it just remains itself. I have a positive 12 and a negative 12. That makes 0. So I don't need to write 0 here. Equals 27 minus 12 is 15. Now I can check and make sure I did that right, because 5 plus 2 is 7, 1 plus 1 is 20, 10 plus 10, 20, so 2. Now my second and last step is I'm going to get rid of this 3 in the coefficient because I just want to solve for 1x. And the way to do that is multiply by my reciprocal. That's my multiplicative inverse. That's kind of the fancy academic language word for it. So I have 3 divided by 3. That factors out. X remains. That's what I want. I want 1 positive x. Over here, I have 15 times 1 over 3. I can factor 3 out of itself and out of 15. So 3 divides into itself once. 3 divides into 15 5 times. So now I have 5 times 1, which gives me 5. That's my answer, or my solution. To check to see if I'm right, I'm going to replace x with my solution. So I write my original equation again. I have 3 times x. I believe x is 5, so I'm going to try it out. Plus 12 equals 27. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 12 equals 27. 15 and 12 is 27 equals 27. I ask myself, is that true? If it is, then it checks. That's how I solve a two-step equation. Now I might run into a difficulty. It's not much of a difficulty, but it could happen. And so I just want to show you what would happen. Let's say my variable expression is negative. So I might have a problem like this. 12 equals 27 minus 3x. I don't want to have a negative 3x. Now I can write this two ways. I can either say subtract 3x, which is negative 3x, or subtraction means add the opposite. That's why I keep saying negative 3x. Because if I actually go, oh, add the opposite, then it's going to look like that. But I can also shortcut it and just go, oh, negative 3x, which is what I like to do because it's shorter, quicker, easier. So I look at this and I see I have a negative variable expression. I want a positive one. So the quickest way to make it positive is to add the opposite to both sides of the equation. This makes 0, and I have 27 still on that side. And then I cannot combine these. These are not like terms. So I keep them separate. So I have a positive 3x and a 12. So now I've got my positive variable expression, so I need to move my 12. So I do the opposite of positive 12 is negative 12. Do it to this side also. I get 3x equals 15. And then I go through and I take a third of both sides again. So that factors out. I get x equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. So the only difference is that if it's a negative variable expression, I want to add the opposite to both sides so I can make it positive. Okay? Okay. One more thing that could happen make another line under here, is you might get a situation like this, negative 10 equals negative 7x plus 9x. So in this situation, you have two variable expressions on the same side. That part's good. But what you need to do first is combine them. So you need to combine these like terms. Notice they're both x's, so we can add them up. Now you might have forgotten how to do that, so I could draw a picture of it. So I have negative 7x's, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's my key. Remember, we always need a little key when we're drawing algebra tiles. So the plus ones are colored in, the negative tiles are empty. Okay, and then I have positive 9x. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice all of these are 0 pairs. That leaves me 2x's over. And that makes sense because 9 minus 7 is 2. So I have 2x equals negative 10. Now my last step is to multiply by my reciprocal of the coefficient. So I multiply by 1/2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. That gives me 1x equals negative 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and there's one negative sign. It's an odd number of negatives, so negative in the answer. I hope that helped. Let me know if you need more help. Thanks.